Hi everyone, this is Giles again with Bubbly Bulletin number 7. We split it into 3 parts this time because I've got such a lot to tell you. I've just got back from Champagne and picked up a lot of information there, and I've got to tell you all about it. So the third part is going to be about an area called La Côte des Blancs and Blanc de Blanc champagnes. But just before we get onto that, I thought I'd tell you a couple of interesting stories, because I think they're interesting. Let you into an insight about what life's all about in Champagne. As you can see, whilst I was over there, I picked up a few bottles of champagne. We can talk about these some other time, but some of them already bitten the dust, I'm afraid. But there you go. It's essential market research, as you can understand. Things I have to do for my work, I don't know. Anyway, getting back to this story. And this is relevant to pick up a bottle here, because anytime, you know as well as I do, anytime you pick up a bottle of champagne, it's got a label on it, and it's got this collar around it here, and it's got the foil on it, which is called the coiffe. And in France, it has another little thing, which is a little sticker on the top of the bottle, which indicates that the tax has been paid on it. So when we went round to have a drink with some friends of ours in Champagne, well, some of our next door neighbours, out comes a bottle with absolutely no label and nothing on it at all. It's just a dead plain green bottle, and most importantly, there's no tax sticker on it. Now, I'd seen these things lots of times before and enjoyed them, because everybody seems to have a few bottles of these. They're what's called bouteilles de derrière les fagots, which means literally bottles from behind the logs, but you know, you and I would probably call them sort of under the table bottles, and they're a bit hush-hush really. You're sort of not supposed to have them, but everybody's got them, typically French. But they come about because everybody who makes champagne is entitled to have some kept aside for their own personal consumption and, you know, entertaining at their home. So you see these everywhere you go. As soon as you go into somebody's house, out comes the bottle, the plain bottle. Now, I knew they were around, but I'd always thought that the rule was sort of funny, that nobody had ever said what the limit on these were, so nobody knew how many you could have or how many you couldn't have. But I learned a bit more about it this time. Our next door neighbour was serving this champagne to us, and very nice it was too, incidentally. Never found out who made it, but it was really good. And I said to him, you know, how many of these are you actually allowed to have? I thought there was sort of an unwritten law that as long as you kept quiet about it, you can have as many as you want. And he said, well, actually there is a law, and it is that you're allowed 1 bottle per day per person in the household, and that applies to babies just been born, or your grandma who's 95. So pretty amazing. I thought, you know, 1 bottle per day for everybody in the household is going some. So as you can imagine, there's always a bit to spare. And what happens is that people are trying to make a bit of extra cash. They sell them on to their neighbours for a bit of extra cash in the pocket. Now, you're not supposed to transport these. If you found with them in your car, you'd probably be in trouble, although, again, more than likely the police would probably just wave you past because they're doing the same thing, but never mind. That's the theory about it anyway. So just learned something there, and I thought it was, you know, delightful touch of life in Champagne, that first of all, you've got these bottles with absolutely no label, no tax paid on them at all, and basically you can have as many as you want, so that's great. So next time, try asking for a bouteille de derrière les fagots. Okay, that's it for now, and in a second or two we'll be back with part 2. Thanks.